ISUPK.
Revelations 13 and 9, and this gonna be my last one, man. I done critical race theory to everybody, you know what I'm saying? Now we gonna know, now we know, now I know. I'm Salaki Cap, I'm glad my daughter graduated. I'm glad she graduated, because if they would have sprung a critical race theory education on me, I would have bust a blood vessel going up into that school, man. You understand? I would have been the critical race theory teacher. I would have went and got my certification and taught critical race theory. Made sure I taught it. God. Yeah, you understand? I would have made sure I taught it, man. Because the oppressor, his children needs to know what he did to get America, man. That's something you need to know. That's a part of your history. That's a part of the oppressor's history. That's a part of Christopher Columbus and all, Andrew Jackson. That's all the people that you see on the money. That's a part of your history. You should want to know that Andrew Jackson had to murder babies to get America. You should know that Columbus had to murder a whole race of people so he could be identified as discovering America. You got to know that. That's the only way it can be right. You got to know your history, and your history as a people is murderous, man. Go to Revelation 13 and 9, and this is I'm finna give you critical race theory right here. This is the future of the oppressor. Read.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9.
This is where the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge. This is where we get joy, man. This is what makes us happy. Read.
If any man have an ear, let him hear.
You understand? This is a prophecy. And if any man have an ear, meaning understanding, let hear this. Understand this.
He that leadeth into captivity.
He that leadeth into captivity. I mean, you lead a man into captivity. You kidnap him and you make him serve captive under you. Read.
Shall go into captivity.
Shall go into captivity, man. You understand? That's the future of the oppressor here in America.
That's right.
That's why you need to get fit, man. You need to get fit. You need to get fit. You need to do your exercise. Make sure you do your jumping jacks real good. Make sure you're good and fit, because picking cotton is a hard job. Picking oranges is a hard job. And he that leadeth into captivity, just like your fathers led our forefathers into captivity, you gotta go into captivity. What goes around comes around. They call it karma, right? Karma is, and they say karma is a bee, right? Karma is a bee, man. Read.
He that killeth with the sword.
He that killeth with the sword, meaning you go killing, just like the oppressor killed on a mass rate, man. Let me give you some numbers real quick. 99 million black people died just on the boat ride from the east coast of Africa to the west coast. The west coast of Africa to the east coast of the Americas. I'm gonna give you that number again. 99 million black people died from the west coast of Africa to the east coast of the Americas. Just on the slave boat ride alone, man, 99 million black people died. That's killing on an astronomical rate. Now, I'm going to give you another number. 77 million native Indians were killed during the time that Columbus and the so-called American army was taking over this land called America. 77 million people, man. 77 million people died while this place called America was being fought for. Now I ask you, should they teach you critical race history? Should you learn about this? You didn't know this, did you? You didn't know that your forefathers, Andrew Jackson and Thomas Jefferson, them were murderers, right? You didn't know that they put my people in captivity. You see this sign right here? You see that sign right there? That's the slave ship. You see it? Come closer. Come closer. You can come up and see it. It's a whole diagram. It's a diagram of how they packed us on slave ships like sardines. And you know how long the slave ship ride was? Do you know how long it was? What's months? Let's put it into some perspective. 6 months. How many periods does a woman have in 6 months? 6, right? So just imagine 6 months and women naked on top of you, having their cycle, bleeding on top of you, going to the toilet on top of you. You understand? Can you imagine the smell, the sickness that was on those people coming over on those slave ships? You understand? It's sad to think about it, right? It's sad, but no one is apologizing for it. No one has answered for it. And still to this day, we still suffer. We still suffer the psychological damage of slavery. And it seems like y'all are sorry. See, because you're listening. I see the faces over here. Do you agree that this was bad, that what happened to our people? Okay, do you agree also too that it was your people that did it? Oh, yeah, you know what? That's probably the most insensitive, racist thing you could ever say.
That's right.
You understand? Because that's you think we haven't heard that argument before? That's what every white person comes up and says. Oh, my family's from Ireland. You know what the Irish did to us during the draft riots? Let me ask you a question. Do you know what the Irish did to black people during the draft riots? No, I know you don't. Let me educate you. Let me give you a little bit of critical race theory. You know, the World War II, right? Was it World War II? It was World War II. There was a draft going on for World War II to fight Hitler, right? So now, that was drafting men 18 and over to a certain age in Boston. Now, a lot of your Irish ancestors came to Boston and Massachusetts in that area during that time, and New York. Now, to protest against their disdain for being drafted, they didn't go attack the draft office. Guess who they killed? Over 1,000 black people. That's what they lynched and murdered thousands of black people because the Irish did not want to fight in World War II. And you try to come up and tell me that, oh, your family is Irish, that y'all don't have nothing to do with black people's oppression and murder? Is that what you're trying to do? I know, and that's why I hope you're not, because you just said, you dismissed the fact. You said you was Irish. So when I said, let's back up. When I said, were you sorry for what your forefathers did? You tried to disassociate yourself from your forefathers by saying you're Irish. So you're saying that the forefathers that committed all this murder against our people are different than the forefathers of America, which they're not. They're the same. They're the same. And guess what? Guess what the Irish became now in New York? They become your firemen. They become your police. They become your civil workers. You understand? So now you're going to try to come up here and dismiss the fact that your people murdered my people? You're going to try to do that to me now.
What I'm saying is that I'm not disagreeing.
You are disagreeing if you don't understand. Because what the brother was saying is so heavy. If you are not disagreeing, if white people or white America doesn't disagree, then white America will be on front the knees in front of this camp, in front of this lawful protest, asking for forgiveness for what their forefathers did to us in America. You would be asking for forgiveness. You understand? But you don't label yourself with your ancestors. You understand? Until it's you're going to get something from it. You understand? So do you agree? I'm going to ask you a question again. Do you agree that your forefathers did these people wrong? Okay, no sweat. And that's a problem with white America. White America hates the truth. You understand? That's why they don't want to teach these things in schools. You understand? They hate the truth. But guess what? That's why Christ is going to come back and you all are going to go into slavery.
That's right.
All of you are going to go into slavery.
That's right.
Why? Because you failed to acknowledge one thing, the truth. You failed to do it. You failed. America failed to acknowledge their crimes against blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. But guess what? God is going to come and step in and fight for us.
That's right.
God is going to step in and fight for us, and it's going to be clear as day that white America deserves what's coming to them.
That's right.
All right?
We the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge started out of 1 West Harlem, New York, 125th Street, under Commanding General Yohana, and we teach blacks the truth according to the Bible. Come pick up a flyer. We have free classes here in the Charlotte area, and we offer this for free. We're not going to be like a Christian pastor and pass around the collection plate and take your light bill money. You understand?